is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We are live with the T5S2 GT final, 15 final, 9 final over here in the red. This is going to be a faction mirror match. Two very different lists. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We are live with the T5S2 GT final, 15 final, 9 final over here in the red. This is going to be a faction mirror match. Two very different lists.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. We're live again with the final game of the round of 16 in the T5S2 Season 6 Invitational. Thanks, everyone, for joining us for the second game of the day. We just watched an incredible game between Ash C and Josie C. Two C's. It was the Battle of the Seas. A real sea battle right there. A grand naval engagement. With Necrons versus Orcs, two Xenos factions, and watched Josie take that one down. Absolute barn burner of a game. And I think we'll have another good one here, everybody, because we have over here in the red a previous T5S2 season champion back in Season 4. This is Devin, a.k.a. Error, with the faction that he won that season's Invitational Championships with, Tau Empire. Versus, over here in the blue, a throwback participant to Season 1's Invitational, Arne, playing Slaanesh Chaos Demons. I'm super excited to see this matchup. These Slaanesh Demons are, I think, a pretty popular one in some areas, in some meta games, just by virtue of the fact that they have so many fast objective secured and high attack volume bodies that they can put on the table. Everything's protected by demonic invulnerability, so you can never be sure whether or not you're going to kill them. But if there is a faction that's good at killing units that are hiding behind demonic invulnerability, it is most likely the Tau Empire. So we're going to see how well this list can do, and I'm absolutely excited. Hope everyone is ready for a good game, because I am. Before we jump into the event, I want to give a shout-out to our invitational sponsors for this season. GameMat.eu makes incredible neoprene mats, as well as 3D terrain, pre-painted resin terrain that looks absolutely gorgeous. 3D6 Wargaming, which makes all sorts of neoprene accessories for your games of Warhammer 40k. Also laser cut accessories and Age of Sigmar stuff as well, if you're into that kind of thing. As well as VoxLink, a brand new community building app going on Kickstarter February 21st. That's going to allow you to search for and find players and games for all sorts of tabletop games within your local area, so you can branch out from your community and get tons of practice games. Exclamation point sponsors in chat if you want to go check out them. And let's freaking talk about this game. We can talk about the lists real quick. I think these are going to be, I don't know, some of the most unique lists that we see in the event so far. We'll cover Devin's list. First off, he's playing Farsight Enclaves today. He has a Cadre Fireblade as a caddy for Exemplar of the Kalyan. That guy's also accompanied by 2 marker drones. We have Commander Farsight, the great man himself, with his warlord trait, Exemplar of the Mont-Ka, as well as a Cold Star Commander, this one with Precision of the Hunter for full rerolls, hit and wound. That Exemplar of the Mont-Ka gives a core unit rerolls within 9 or 12 inches, depending on what tactical philosophy the Tau elect to choose. Then we have the Precision of the Hunter, Cold Star Commander, the high output burst cannon, missile pod, plasma rifle, and thermoneutronic projector, as well as the solid image projection unit for a 4+ invulnerable save and to effectively Helix Gauntlet a save away every turn. We then have 2 units of Crisis Battle Suits, 5 models apiece, with the first one with Cyclic Ion Blasters, Fusion Blasters, and Plasma Rifles, everyone with Shield Generators. The second unit with Burst Cannons, Cyclic Ion, Fusion Blasters, and Target Locks. That'll let them punch through units in light cover a little bit more effectively, since those Burst Cannons lack any AP to speak of. The Burst Cannon unit has a DW02 Advanced Burst Cannon on it, as well as 2 marker drones. The other one has shield generators and shield generators on the Crisis Battlesuits, with the Radiant Battlesuit and Stim projectors on the Crisis Chasvray to make that unit incredibly difficult to kill. So one of these is a little bit shootier, one of them's a little bit tankier. Nice delineation of roles there for the Crisis teams. We then also have 1 unit of Crude Hounds for screening and utility purposes, and 3 Riptide battle suits. All ion accelerators today. We're doing big damage. That 4 damage profile on the overcharged ion accelerator is certainly going to be useful against these Fiends of Slaanesh. Although I have to imagine that Devin maybe's feeling a little sad about not bringing a Riptide battles or a heavy burst cannon Riptide battlesuit. Moving over to Arne's list. This list is absolutely wild, chat. So we are playing pure Slaanesh demons in his Arcs of Bowman detachment. This one bringing an Infernal Enrapturous Celeste, who is the doubled Demon Prince. It's a Demon Prince alongside a Herald of Slaanesh, which means it gives out both the hit and wound rerolls of 1, and comes with some psychic casts. A Torment Bringer on Chariots, this one with the Slothful Claws, +1 damage relic, and I believe removes aura abilities from units that it hits. Alongside, last but certainly not least, a Transweaver with Warp Mists that allows it to retain Warp Storm points as the rounds continue. We then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units of 10 Demonettes. Icons and Instruments of Chaos in those units. That's it. 7 Demonettes. Easy peasy. We have 3 units of 6 Fiends of Slaanesh, 2 units of Seekers, 1 of 6, and 1 of 5. And that is the list in its entirety. So we have tons of fast-moving beasts and cavalry, tons of fast-moving infantry, lots of low-strength, mid-AP attacks, but so many of them that they can oftentimes punch through even the heaviest of armor, especially in the universe without Armor of Contempt. These Demonettes at AP2 are going to be absolutely lethal to a lot of target profiles. How's everybody feeling about this game? We do have a prediction up, chats. 2 minutes remaining over if you're over in the Twitch. For those who don't know, we are multi-streaming Twitch and YouTube. So if you're in Twitch, you can predict the outcome. Yep, perfect. Predict the winner of the event, or of the game, for channel points. Looks like we're pretty close to even. 10K on Tau Empire right now, though. From one person. Only one person voting for Devin.
Run up 10 and do arrow relays. You're not on the table.
So we are in Abandoned Sanctuaries today, which is going to be, I think, a pretty interesting mission for these two players, mostly because it restricts Devin's movement slightly. His Crude Hounds are not able to forward move out of his deployment zone, and no one can turn 1 Deep Strike outside their deployment zone. But fortunately, that's not going to be too big a deal. We don't have a homing beacon on the Tau side, so there's no turn 1 Deep Strike available to them. The interesting thing about this mission is that there are 3 objectives along the center of the table that these players are going to have to control. Otherwise, they only have 1 in their home deployment zone that they're really worried about capturing. Tau Empire taking decisive action, aerospace targeting relays, and no prisoners. The players were joking a little bit before the game started that all of their secondary selections were pretty telegraphed. They were wondering whether or not to try to keep it secret and note it down separately. And then they both basically called out each other's secondary picks, which is, I think, pretty appropriate. Error, or Devin over here with that decisive action to score him points if he's able to kill units during his chosen turns of tactical philosophy. At the beginning of the game if he chooses Mont Ka, at the end of the game if he chooses Cao Yan. Aerospace targeting relays gives him an action he can perform on the cardinal points of the table, so the end of the table quarter markers effectively, with any infantry unit that can complete at the end of the game, which means that if he's able to survive the onslaught over the course of the game, he can get aggressive with the commanders and score that out with them. Devin also, I appreciate taking the opportunity to take advantage of his opponent's lack of real ranged attacks and put Commander Farsight in a pretty aggressive position. Now, he does have Exemplar of the Cao Yan, so he can redeploy those models if he wants to. But right now, they're just kind of hanging out there. Who needs Lookout, sir? If your opponent doesn't have a gun, you can kind of just play in the Sprinkler. That's often why we recommend that you do take a gun to force your opponent to play a little bit cagier than they normally would. But there's not many available to Slanesh. I guess you could take a Soul Grinder. That would be maybe the only option. Some Chaos Knights, I guess, in an allied detachment. But that sort of disrupts the...
Just like deploy one of the squads and like,
cohesiveness of the Slanesh Demons. Over here on Chaos Demons, taking Reality Rebels. I think is pretty stock standard. Scores Arne points for every table quarter and in the center of the table if he has units wholly within and has more units in that table quarter than his opponent does. As long as he's putting a unit in the center of the table every turn, he should score that one 3 points out at the end of each turn, and that's easily maxable. One of the better secondaries in the game, I think. We just talked about Get the Good Bits as being one of the best ones, and this one I think is in contention for sure. Despoilers of Reality is the demon-specific Shadow Operations secondary, which is it's significantly harder to score out.
So you do need to see the Fiend here, which is let's see, it's slightly more like this.
It's like the players discussing some line of sight.
You need to
here.
look past this little blip of obscuring here.
Oh, yes. Can you draw a line for me then, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me. So starting, we're using base here, right? Because this is
Yes.
exactly. So let me just delete the other line because it makes it hard to see. So starting on the edge of my base.
So I think we're trying to set up a situation where because Devin doesn't have to play too cagey, he can put his Crisis Battlesuits in an aggressive position.
Right there.
Use the Cold Star Commander to advance them with their additional 8-inch advance, and then use a Strike and Fade to hit the Fiends and then run away.
You go there, you're good.
And potentially knock out a Fiend unit or a Seeker unit.
Probably not. Probably get maybe 3 of them, maybe 4. Then the other one should be able to see the Seekers. Because that's a little bit of an easier
Anyway, moving back to that Despoilers of Reality, it does require you to be in range of several objective markers. It's a full round action, and then scores you 4 VPs for every action that you perform it on. I think because this one also scores at the end of the battle, Arne is most likely trying to bowl his opponent over and then have opportunities to do it in the late game. He can get his objective in his deployment zone very easily, but then as long as he gets 2 more in the center of the table, he's going to be happy about that secondary. But he needs to be in a position where he's not in danger of being murdered by burst cannons if his models do push up there.
That makes sense to me.
And then Warp Ritual as the last one to perform a psychic action in the center of the table. He has several casters that are eligible to perform that, so that one should be pretty good.
It's just like, can this guy die eventually, maybe, please?
Yeah, there's a couple whips. There's whips and chains that are exciting on the Slanesh side, but that is literally it.
Mm-hmm. And on me, we're gonna have we have 1 more drop of Seekers to make. I think these will actually go like back here. Just have to quickly figure out. I mean, there's gonna be like Crisis here, and they're gonna like fly up something like this, and they're gonna like get angles. It's gonna be somewhat annoying.
Probably gonna happen.
So, how about we just hide behind this ruin here with that? I know you can get some angles, but how about this angle? Yeah, it's a pretty easy angle to get.
We're drawing some pretty pictures on the table today.
How about range?
I think we all expected some competitive Warhammer 40k, but I don't know if we expected as many pieces of artwork as we're getting.
30-inch plasma, but okay. We'll just hang out behind here, I think.
Yeah, with the list this voluminous, Arne has elected to reserve effectively as many models as he basically can. But his army is such high model count that it's going to be difficult to hide everything from the Tau Empire. There's the potential that you could hide units behind this ruin in the back corner, but that opens the door for an exemplar of the Cao Yan redeployed to this corner, and then just have basically the exact same shot that they have over on this side.
You couldn't see them from here now, I think. You can maybe see them from in here, so I would need to hide behind this angle. So these last two are too far. Crisis going here, they wouldn't be fading. How easy is that of a charge?
Given that we are pure Slaanesh demons, Arne does have access to the Slaanesh demon warp storm abilities, so he is going to be able to give himself +1 to charge, which will certainly be useful for these long charges that he's going to try to get into Tau battle suits. Now, obviously, Tau have defensive abilities to try to restrict that movement. They can use the repulsor field stratagem to subtract 2 from incoming charges. And Tau Overwatch is always fairly brutal, so you never want to be eating that if you don't have to.
Oh, I'm just thinking about where this goes next.
I gotta deploy some crisis suits, so we'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is the close quarters crisis battlesuit team. Burst cannons and fusion blasters and on them. Just watch out for that guy on the end, the Shasfrey on the end there, because he's up to table edge. Yeah, you might have to scooch a guy. Yeah. Running out of real estate, I think, for that crisis team there on those big 50 mil bases. Things get a little bit hard to place. Looking good.
Oh, did you get your answer on the marker lights?
Oh yes, Trevi, can I advance and do marker lights?
With the
drones.
Let's see.
I'll just place my drop then while we're on me.
All right. I always have to ask about the marker light thing because everybody plays it differently. So.
Oh, you're out of stuff?
Yeah. I'm done.
Good. All right. Mr. Ravaging Claws here. Like Mrs. Ravaging Claws, huh? So how far can this crisis move? At most 18. At this point, is this 11.2? This is 11.4. This chariot is like intentionally further away. So even if you're on the very edge of the wall, all the way down 18,
there will still be a fiend closer.
There will always be a fiend closer than the chariot.
Okay,
good. I'm done. You're done. Roll off.
Pause the clock while we roll off, and Chubby gives me my marker light answer. Speaking of first turn, I would really like this.
I believe you.
I got a 3.
A 3.
Can you roll?
All right, I gotta go purple. Slaanesh and stuff.
Please just roll.
Wish me some luck.
No.
Nah.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Nah. Do we want to wait on Trevi's marker light answer before we fully start?
Cool give me one moment.
You have your redeploy next, but we can wait on that answer.
Yeah. Well, probably not gonna matter too much. I am completely screwed. So.
It's fine. Nothing bad will happen. I mean, I'm not turn 1 charging you. You know.
No, but now there's you got 3 turns before I get to Kalyan. And that's
I know, and there's also 1,000-ish points. It's not quite 1,000 points, but you know, a lot in Deep Strike. That is ready to come down next turn, but yeah. It's just stuff and things.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't doing much on turn 1. I was going to kill like 10 Demonettes.
Yeah. I was pretty sure you, like, the chariot here, I think, is the nail in the coffin for not going over to these fiends. Because, like, now if you cut the angle on the fiends and fade,
I mean,
this chariot is just in your face.
I was never intending on actually going for this.
That is fine.
So even if I went first, these 3 units were going all the way over here.
Oh, that's totally, yeah, that is very legitimate.
I just wanted you to put as much stuff over here as possible.
Yeah. I'm, like, fast enough that I don't mind that much.
It's not a horrible
I need to deploy for going second, basically. I need to deploy in a way where I'm, like, safe over here in my corner, going second. Because going first, I now have 20 inches everywhere to just reposition.
Yeah.
But,
like, even all the stuff over here, even if it keeps it out of my face for 1 turn, that's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this chariot's gonna take a second, so that's good. I mean, it's so slow, it only moves 14.
Yeah, so the drones can perform the action when they advance, but yeah, they're good to go.
All right.
Yeah, if you Montca for whatever reason, I don't think it makes a difference because you have no non-marker drone marker lights, right? So
I do. I got one.
Oh, there's a Fireblade. Yeah. So the remain stationary FAQ comes into play. So he still breaks his marker light if he moves, but the drones, because they just ignore all movements, are good to go.
Okay, got it.
Cool. Good luck, you two.
Thank you. All right, Devin, you're picking Montca, right? 1 unit redeploy?
No. God, no. I'm picking Galleon. Oh. These 3 are not going to be here anymore.
But you might not make it to the turn 3.
Yeah, but I have to go Galleon, because otherwise I just don't have the damage to kill you otherwise.
I know. I'm also just completely trolling, obviously.
Yeah, always the question with that Montca gives you that burst of power in the beginning. But the big question is whether or not your opponent sort of refuses you the damage. Obviously, that Galleon is going to be brutal once it gets to the late game, but Devin has to get to that point, and there's going to be so many Demonettes moving across the middle of the table he's going to have to deal with. This kind of does put the ball in Arne's court to advance forward, so I think one benefit for Devin is that these Slaanesh units are going to have to run up to the center of the table and try to make the big push on the Tau army, and that does force them into open lines of sight in the early game, whereas Arne might play it more cagey if Devin is trying to score early game with that Montca play.
Ooh, same.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. 6 Warp Storm points to begin the game. And we do have 2 of them saved thanks to the Warlord trait as well.
That sounds really nice to me. I'm not going to use any right now. And then we're going to go to... I feel like this marker is kind of hard to approach for me turn 1. These ladies can make it into this terrain. You have a Cold Star in range of both of these now. So you're really just like shuffling these up 18 max. Which is like, whoops.
That's an angle.
Which is in fact an angle, so is the game start, blue player goes first, start game, I'm up at 5 CP, glorious. These Demonettes will just step in this corner and say no to this angle. Right here. Oh, so like, just real quick here. command phase wise, right?
Yes.
It's really not going to matter much, but like +1 AP goes on the Demonettes.
Yep.
+1 to hit goes on the Fiends, I guess. And then the rest is spells. Cool. Right, so Demonettes are vibing out over here. Kind of just hiding. Then we want these crises to come all the way down here, so let's just get rid of some of these lines here. These Seeker Chariot, not Seeker Chariots, these Seekers, the cavalry, will be doing similar things to these Demonettes, I think. Well, let's check this angle. These crises can go up to maximum here, so we have some time to chill over here. We can go over on this side. Let's start this off with the where this Heartseeker is comfortably able to get there. The backmost Seeker. This one, once the Fiends are out of the way, we're looking at a 3 on the advance to make it in here. Something like this. Okay. The Fiends have to get out of the way first, though. So let's go ahead and advance these blue Fiends here. 6 inches, so they go 20. Okay. Don't need that. That's pretty comfy, actually. So we're basically going to make it so this second Riptide here, when it moves, it's 12.
Can't shoot you.
Yeah, it can, like, at best touch the terrain here.
Yep.
And then... And that line is tiny. But, like, there, and we're just gonna, like...
Shove him back a bit.
Yep, I think
Yeah.
that's just fine. Yeah, good. And then the rest of the Fiends just go in this pocket.
Alright.
I have 20 inches, so I'm just gonna rotate as much as I feel like. On these. You're not really gonna have anything shooting down this way, like that's not realistic. Neither is this. Really, like this is the best you're gonna do there, so we can take some extra space there. And this Fiend moves before that one, I guess. Yep, goes here. They're on the marker. Let's keep the rotation on this one. So there's 2 on the marker, so Riptide doesn't deny the marker, just in case. Let's go Celeste has the spell I'm looking for. Yep. So she's gonna probably stand somewhere here. No one is really making it to there, so Celeste can just walk forward, so can the other characters. Okay, sounds good. The other Fiends will go...
Yeah, chat, you've missed the predictions. If you're just jumping in right now, predictions ended a while ago.
Yep. So let's go.
Yeah, chat, this is going to be an interesting one for Devin. I think this is already a little bit of a tough mission for Tau, given that they don't have any... It's tough to get forward presence on this mission, and Tau are already very restricted when it comes to holding midboard objectives, especially this list like Devin's that is so predicated on the Riptide battlesuits and the Crisis teams, which are notoriously ineffective once they're engaged.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this movement. Kind of problem. That's okay. We're not going much, I think. Yeah, that's fine. They're like just not doing anything with that advance. I can't find a good spot for them. Then we're going over on the right here. Center of the table, 6 over here, just on this corner. Should remember this. 3 inches here is here. Good to remember. Okay. Transweaver a bit. These Heart Seekers are... They need to move up. They will advance. For 2 inches. So they'll just kind of like poke their heads in here. Yeah. Fine.
So very cagey play from Arne right now. Doesn't look like Devin's going to get much of any shooting in the first turn.
Bring Crisis to the middle.
Might be able to get a hit with a Riptide Battlesuit.
So these are just kind of hiding from the Crisis on the right here.
Okay.
Just a quick, like... Let's make it a little harder over there. Guys are a bit big. Like their bases. I've been struggling with those. She stays here, so she's within 6 of these Demonettes. And Screamed by Fiends, of course, as well. Over here, these Demonettes walk forward, just kind of comfy to here. Okay.
Yeah, big benefit of this list from Arne is that it really kind of circumvents the meta game of building to fight Space Marine equivalent enemies. So if you're trying to kill, you know, Dark Angels Terminators or something, the weapons that you take to defeat those enemies are not going to be very useful against this style of Demon's Army. There are certainly some going to be some hard counters that really destroy it, but right now it's not looking like Devin has great profiles to deal with it. He will be able to sandpaper off a lot of the army, but whether or not he can hold primary is going to be the real question.
Chillin'. This Infernal and Rapturous. He's gonna run 2 inches, so 11. So the way I see this is if you go like 18 to here. This is 11, and this here is like 11.3. So she'll just always be behind the Fiends here.
Good declaration of intent there.
Strike in this pocket. Not really, no. You'd have to be on the other side of the wall.
Fortunately for Devin, he's not super incentivized to kill this early. He wants to start killing things on turn 3.
So she'll be...
Now, Arne's going to have to take a couple hits, especially from those Riptides. Maybe able to pick up a couple Seekers and a couple Fiends this turn. But in doing so, he most likely has to put the Riptides in harm's way, which I think Arne's happy with.
2.5. 2.5. 3, so that's 8 total so far, and then 4 more. We could get to here. There is a spot now where she is closer, so are these Demonettes untouchable? They are. Wait, double checking.
One guy could shoot them, maybe.
No.
No.
Not touch. So these Demonettes are untouchable unless you teleport a Cold Star into this pocket here. How many guns are on this Cold Star?
He's got a missile pod, a plasma rifle, thermo projector, and the burst cannon.
Certainly could knock 10.
It's like 12, 15-ish shots. Okay.
10 for the burst cannon, 13, 15 plus d6.
We'll take it. It's basically like Well, now the question is if these just...
Demons over here already playing 10th edition 40k. They don't really care what the stats of your weapons are, only how many attacks they make.
No, we won't take it. No, Celeste just vibes. Within 16 of the middle, over on this side. We're gonna be, we're not gonna be that scary yet. And, yeah, really, like, that's most of what I'm gonna do this turn. Psychic Phase. Did I do that? Yup, Celeste. Right, there was another reason why she had to be over here. So let's position her properly. She'll use her 12 just to step over to the right here.
Sure.
Screened by Demonettes. And then the Seekers will step up to the wall. And then I think I can go to Psychic finally. Is that right? She's probably now a bit out of 16 of the middle. But like, I'm okay with 17 from the middle here. That looks
so
good.
looking for an
That looks
advance
good.
into
That
Warp
looks
Ritual
good.
range
I'm happy with this.
from the
Notice
casters.
Cast Delightful Agonies, which goes off and goes on these fiends.
That's the Field Pain.
Yeah, that's a 5-up Field Pain. Cast, what's her other cast gonna be? It's a skip. Torment Bringer is a skip. Transweaver is gonna cast Hysterical, which goes off. That's like the first time I've passed this spell in like all my practice games. Just goes on the Demonettes, I guess. It's not really relevant right now. And then we're just kind of gonna like vibe out like this and score 2 points of Reality Rebels.
Just vibing out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just that.
I like that.
So it's a boring turn, but I'm not allowed to go aggro turn 1 into what you deployed.
Fine, because my turn's going to be equally as boring.
It's acceptable.
When you do your Demon Deep Strike thing, is that model leadership or unit leadership?
That is a fantastic question that I will double check for you. I believe it is unit, but I will double check it for you.
Right.
Yeah, it is the leadership characteristic
Yes,
of the
it is
unit.
unit leadership. Current leadership character.
We just vibing here on turn 1. Chat, for sure.
So you can drop me with your...
We're vibing alongside these players.
I'm assuming you're saving...
Thanks everyone for coming and hanging out, by the way.
Or no, you do at the end of the battle.
Hope everyone is enjoying the game so far.
Yeah.
Pretty cagey turn 1. Turn 2 is where things going to cook off real big. In a big way. The middling leadership value of these crisis teams are going to be, I think, unfortunate for Devin. Especially because we're saving Warp Storm points, we can easily afford the +1 to charge rolls in run 2. So if Arne is able to get anything within demonic terror range of the crisis teams, we're basically looking for 6-inch charges out of reserve, which is unfortunate. Really missing those extra Crude Hound units right now that he could be using to screen.
For your Warlord traits, I assume Farsight has his?
Yeah, he has his thing. I'll put full wound rerolls. We'll go on... Should I get a marker for that too? That would be helpful.
Chat, exclamation point, how to play will get you to our new player tutorial series for both 40k and TTS, and there are
that will go on to...
tutorials to use all the TTS rules, all the TTS mechanisms on there.
That on green too. It's not really... green one's on 2, so I'll put it on red.
Cool.
Oh, okay. This is the problem. Because you're going to drop 1,000 points in my face next turn. There's nothing I can do about it.
1,000 points is going to drop.
So,
You're the one who didn't take screens.
That's true. Yeah, these the lack of these Crude Hounds right now is pretty disastrous. It's interesting because there's so many, early game drops that screens are kind of required to survive past the first turn, and a lot of matchups in the metagame right now. Grey Knights are excellent at teleporting. Most Space Marines are excellent at teleporting. Might get the Crude Hounds out to the middle. That will score Devin the tertiary points. You score by either holding the center objective or killing enemies within the center objective. And then can also... and then also restrict some positioning here. So their leadership is relatively low, only leadership 5 for the Crude Hound, so they're only restricting about 4 inches. But what Devin's trying to do here is basically screen this distance, because you can't place things in this map pool on top of the obstacle terrain here. So the demons would have to go behind the wall, and then that charge is extremely difficult.
Correct?
Correct. If I use Warp Storm points to, like, amplify the aura.
I'm just assuming worst case scenario.
That's fair.
Then suits, I think, a leadership 9, so they can level you at 7.
I think the demonic manifestation mechanic is really kind of a... as much as I give... Games Workshop design a lot of crap for kind of oftentimes being not great. I think Demonic Manifestation is a little bit of a masterstroke. It's a good marriage of fluff and mechanics, I think. Now, Devin doesn't have to be worried about stuff coming in his deployment zone right now, since it does have to be 9 inches away from him, if it does so. So the Riptides in the corners will be screening things out.
I'll have to shuffle for an inch.
Yeah.
Man, this is going to be tough for Tau.
Oh, come on. There we go. And
I think maybe the way he gets out of this is by really spiking some damage here. If this overcharged Ion Accelerator can just vaporize a Fiend unit, as unlikely as that is, that would certainly help. Could also take a pot shot at the Seekers and alleviate some of the pressure on that side of the table. Those Seekers are also really, really great at delivering that leadership debuff, so if he can remove them, that would help a lot.
6. And then the Seekers are 1-5 and 1-6.
We're good.
I mean,
mostly.
So I think Devin, recognizing the fact that these Riptide battlesuits are significantly less useful than his Crisis battlesuits, so he's screening with Riptides, which is the correct call. They have a solid profile at shooting at the Fiends. They're still not going to be as useful as the Crisis teams, the higher attack volume per point. So, I mean, it's not the move you want to be making, but it's definitely the correct one. Doesn't look like we have any shots at that Riptide either, unfortunately.
Just a zone you here. Ugh. We'll advance for the sake of argument. He goes very fast. Over here.
Reminds me of a classic Lord of the Rings quote.
Actually have to go this way instead.
The orc's like, what about them? They're high leadership value. And Ugluk's like, they are not for screening.
you should be mostly fine in your backfield, because in your deployment zone, I have to drop 9 away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just used to Bellacore, Warp Locusting, and Bloodthirsters.
Yeah.
My experience with demons. And then these Crisis Friends. Don't even know if they. Really
yeah, when I telestrate, the players cannot see it.
They need to.
They just see my cursor moving around.
Come here. You have consolidate 6 stratagem.
Yep.
So we kill that Riptide.
Yeah, and then it can tag all the crisis.
And that's not as big of a problem.
Mhm.
But still annoying. You guys will just inch back a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We should still have ample distance there. Yeah, you're not dropping in there anywhere. Cool. And yeah. He'll do arrow relays.
Yep.
Yep.
You didn't have to advance to get there, right?
No, did not have to advance. And then Rip is not going to shoot you because that is the biggest bait in the universe.
Aww. Okay.
And now I get to crap my pants.
Mhm.
And I get 2
Exploring, you get 2 bonus primary for holding the middle.
Yep.
Your secondaries don't do anything yet.
Nope.
I get an 8. You're on 3, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on 3.
And I get to do a command phase. What do I do in my? You can also pass over the turn.
Oh, yes, of course.
What do I do in my command phase? We can do +1 to hit goes on these fiends again. Let's quickly measure out where these demonettes can go. They can go like here. Where can these seekers go? They can go like here. I mean, technically that's declaring. Ooh. Okay. That is actually somewhat interesting. So like 6 and then 10. Move this one back in a second, just for the sake of checking. This is the furthest the seeker goes.
I'm honestly not sure he does not shooting
That
at the
is
Fiends chat. I'm not
10
aware of
one.
anything that they do in
Open your
response.
The Seekers?
Oh no, of course.
But
They
I
can go through the little walls because there's gaps. They
Um,
obviously can't go there. I'm being silly.
maybe there's something that I don't know about.
Does like a 10-ish to these crisis. Do you have early warnings?
Nope. If I'm shooting you, it's normal. Overwatch.
Mm-hmm. Which you'll still do, because you're on 5 CP now. But one's the hit. They don't have the wound rolls. Interesting.
What would revive Fiends, chat? What? I'm not sure if I'm missing something.
Put this guy back for now. 16. 15 point something, because he was just behind these two. If I instead... okay, so we're gonna go kill these Squidhounds. That's already a given. These fiends, these do walk through walls. So we can just like check the distance between the fiend and this shield drone. That is a 20...
23.1.
23.1. Someone do some math for me. 23 minus 14.
9.
Alright. Let's roll for Warp Storm then. Retaining 2 points, of course. We just get 2 more. That's not a great roll. Then we're probably not going for crazy long charges this turn.
Yeah. Not sure, chat. So the Enrapturous can return units to the models to core units, but only within 6 inches. And the Fiends are not within 6 inches of the Enrapturous. So.
You just had to 5-up Feel No Pain this Riptide, right?
Yep. They're all 5-up Feel No Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
Okay. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna go over here.
Yeah. So the model back here can revive, but I don't believe that she's in range to revive anything, unless there's a way to extend her aura that I'm not aware of. I don't know.
Stormbringer can move up on the left. These demon heads will go here.
But you can't revive themes with the Warp Storm
That's even better.
table.
This Riptide gets charged as well.
Actually, a little confused.
22, yeah. 21.8, 21.9. 7. Okay. So demon heads go 10. Here. Seekers. Don't move yet. Oh, so command phase. These demonettes get the...
Yeah, the Warp Storm,
Because you have 4 pin ones anyways.
unless there's something that I'm missing, I don't believe there's any way to currently regenerate these fiends. So I think the shot there would have been fine. The Seekers, I believe, also are a fine target. Yeah, you only revive 1 wounders with the Warp Storm table, chap. If they're multi-wound models, then they just heal wounds normally.
These Seekers can go 16 to here. That feels okay. How many are on this? 2? Yeah, we're gonna. I think I'll play this as like a smaller turn. That's better. That is better. Okay. So these Seekers go 16 to here. Around this pillar 1.5 and then 14.5. Off this one space. Alright. They're just... rest of them just go behind. So it's easy. Then over on this side, we are gonna go fight this Riptide. With these here.
Okay.
Yep, that sounds good. I know the Riptide is bait, but I also do have to kill it.
Sorry, Riptide. You're gonna get eaten by fiends, I guess. I'm sure there's someone in the comment section watching this video later that's gonna yell at us for forgetting whatever Devin's holding his shots there for.
Just like this, they will be doing the action.
It's in fairness, it's not a great shot, but it feels like he has to be doing as much damage as he can. Even though he doesn't score decisive action this early in the game, it's unlikely he kills the whole unit, since they're so defensive right now.
Not comfortable with what these crisis suits could do to my army. That's okay. So purple demonettes will run.
They have that 4+ demonic invulnerability. They had the
for 3 inches, so they go 13. So they're gonna hug the wall here. Okay.
Delightful Agonies on them for the 5+ damage ignore as well. Yeah. I'm not even sure that the Seekers were in range to be healed as well.
Yep. I can go over here. So now these pink fiends here will go for a run, and I'll just quickly see if they can... Sorry, let's not go for a run yet.
You can extend aura abilities, but only to 9 inches. So I think the shot into the Seekers could pump the Infernal Enraptures to get in range with a...
Not easily, but... it would look somewhat like this.
For a regeneration, if Devin had elected to shoot them.
I'll just copy-paste them over very quick.
So I definitely, I understand the lack of shot onto the Seekers to restrict their threat range, for sure. So it looks like we are staging a Fiend unit up in the center.
Not too worried about being seen.
Demonette's gonna come punch a Riptide Battlesuit. Probably unlikely they do too much damage to it.
These crises here, they can just.
But Kaoyon's not yet in play, so the Riptide can't fall back and shoot. It would have to fall back and just continue to screen, assuming it survives.
That's fine.
Devin is sitting on 5 CP, so he may be incentivized to just pump as many stratagems through as he possibly can. He can -2 charge, he can Overwatch.
So I'll chill here. I will reload this ruin with a squad of Demonettes.
Reload the ruin.
So.
They're an L shape too as well, so I'm imagining like Arne is just cocking back the hammer of the handgun, the little L handgun right there. Puts another Demonette unit in the chamber.
Let's go run.
Yeah, it is big CP today, chat. That's what happens when both players don't make a single attack in the first turn of the game, the first battle round. Much different than the game we just watched this morning. Goes to show you how matchups can play wildly differently, and I think that's always an interesting part of 40k. I do think that it's something 8th edition did a little bit better than 9th, but 9th is getting back to the to its roots of having players sort of adopt these very unique play styles.
She auto makes this, but hey. And she'll just stand right at the corner here.
Josie took down that last game, chat. So she'll be moving on to the quarterfinals, or to the semifinals, excuse me.
She'll just kind of touch the corner here. Let's rotate her so she's not clipping too badly. Actually, it's Trevi maps. We're allowed to clip, right? Oh, doesn't matter. She just stands here, within 6 of the center, screened by these Demonettes. And,
It is Trevi. I don't care about model clipping, chat. That's minutia we don't need in our lives.
3, so 19. So we'll just kind of like use 19 inches to go. 7, 12. I'm just gonna plug these all behind the ladies there. 8 and 6 is 14, and 5 more. Like here, so that was the backmost one, and the rest will be next to him. So the Seekers just chill over here. And the Torment Bringer. Actually, would you allow me to move the Torment Bringer before the Seekers?
Yeah.
She wants to. Thank you. Torment Bringer will just. I don't think this has to run. 14. 8 and 6. Yeah, easily. Easily just ends up over here.
Yeah, you have to. The point about the ignored charge modifiers is a good one, Chow.
And then one more
You do have to burn that before the repulsor strat gets activated, so it does bleed you warp storm points. And Arne's only sitting on 4 right now.
He'll just kind of go here behind these Demonettes.
So I think he can still use that and then hold 2 for next turn, so it's fine this turn. But if he flubs out next turn, he could still be losing out on his +1 to charge, which would be unfortunate.
Teleports there, I'll just thank him for it, I think. I don't think that's a good teleport.
Yeah, the shot we were expecting was on this Fiend unit from the Riptide. Through this, the sight line was this blue line. So the Riptide could, I think, clearly get line of sight to them, and Devin elected not to take the shot. The Seekers could have been brought back, potentially, by the Enrapturous. But again, it would have bled warp storm points. If he extended the range of her ability.
Next up is gonna be the Torment Bringer here, casting. I think a Smite.
Okay.
Yeah. Mega Smite.
Oh boy.
Big dice, big numbers. 1.
That's always what happens. Every time.
Of course.
Feel pain.
Yeah.
Take a wound.
Next one. And then we're gonna go over on this side.
So the Super Smite into a 1 wound.
Frenzy.
Classic. The classic D6 damage for 1.
Okay. Wasn't really expecting much here. And the shooting. We're not whipping these. We're not in range to whip this. We're not shooting much. Let's be real. We're not shooting. shootings for other people who bring guns to games. Cool. So I'm just gonna go directly to charges.
Okay.
And I think I'm just gonna use 2 dice to make so my charges can't be modified. Actually, I mean, I'm declaring this charge, and I'm declaring like this charge, and I'm declaring this charge. If you want to spend CP to modify charges, be my guest. So, I'll just start charging.
Go for it.
Yeah, so gonna hold on the
Fiends at the Riptide.
otherworldly tread for now.
6 shots the Onyx Accelerator. It will overtake.
That will be useful next turn, though.
If I roll any ones to hit, I will CP myself out of the mortal wound.
Okay.
Or at least try to. So 6s. Of course. And the plasma.
So burn to CP for
Okay, Riptide.
big nothing on the
6s
Riptide
do double
battlesuit.
hit here, right?
Yeah.
So it is a valid Overwatch, I think. Charge range.
Unfortunate for Devin.
Make it with a 7. Surprise, surprise.
Now these fiends have a pretty dastardly profile. 4 to 5 attacks with a malefic tail weapon. Their normal attacks at only strength 5, but AP 2 damage, and the tail at AP 3 damage. So these are kind of the armor crackers of the sub faction. Their strength is low, but their attack volume is high. Damage reduction hurts them in a big way, but we don't have any of that in the Tau army right now.
By something I do mean damage. Then in the middle, these are going to charge the Crew Hounds. They have +1 to charges, so that will be an 11.
These Crude Hounds are the
I guess I want them to still hit the hounds.
just the
I'll
goodest boy
use
meme.
11 inches of movement
Was I
to
good?
position them, so
Was I a good boy?
punch the hounds, stay on the middle.
You're the
marker,
goodest
and then
boy.
Go over here
Little
easily.
doggies.
You have 2 on this marker.
2 on there, yes.
So we're in a position so that the Cadre is going to be the closest thing.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna like Heartseeker here, 1/2 inch. And then this thing in 3, and this thing.
Yep,
in
you're good.
3. Cool. And then like again here, Seeker.
So going to be cutting Devin to 0 primary with this move from the Seekers. That was a huge charge roll. If he flubbed that charge roll, it would have been unfortunate.
So yeah, I'm assuming that'll happen. Then we'll go over here. This is the one that won't get murdered. I'll just charge the Riptide.
Sure.
On a 4, not an impressive charge, but not a terrible one either. And
The Repulsor might have failed this, made this charge fail. Humorously.
here it should go.
Hindsight
This
being
side.
2020.
I'll just go 4.
Could go for the tag on the Riptide.
Because
I don't know if you risk it. The Seekers are only 2 wounds. The Riptide has a 2 damage melee profile. So and kind of bad morale, right? So if the Riptide just spikes it and like punches 3 Seekers to death, it feels bad. It doesn't feel like you risk the primary objective getting flipped for that. Especially because the Riptide is just going to shoot you in melee anyway if you engage it.
Are there any heroics that interventions I'm worried about? No, not interventions. Interrupts. I don't think so. I'll just start on the Crude Hounds because this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Seekers. So 4 attacks per Demonette. 6, and then 1 extra on the Sergeant. Hitting on 3s, killing on 3s.
Oh,
Oof.
they're dead.
Oh look,
That
16
was
damage, I still have the
that
worst
was
case.
disgusting.
Goodbye,
Who'd
puppies.
have thought? Goodbye indeed. So we're just gonna do the thing.
Yep.
Then we're gonna go. Any interrupts? Thought so.
No.
We're gonna go on this side.
The Ion Accelerator is not blast,
to,
chat.
little
It's all
bit
just
this
direct
first.
fire.
So They have 4 attacks each. 5 on the sergeant.
25.
So. Yep. 25 sting. 25 like normal attacks. 3s and 5s. Rerolling 1s to wound. Not super impressive. Just 4 saves there.
4 pinballs.
Yep. 6 damage.
Oh, the Fatal Pain
2
saved me.
damage. And the big stains.
Ooh, look at that Riptide go.
To hit. And to wound. Rerolling 1s to wound. Oh, just 2 more invulns.
2 more 4-ups. He's good.
He's good. And then we're just, I mean, wrapping him doesn't matter, so we will base him. He is based.
Then Demonettes up here.
Then over on this side, Demonettes will just make sure everyone can hit. Since again, we're not like getting anywhere with this, we're just denying a marker and punching a Riptide for some wounds. Making this difficult for myself here, but hey.
Yeah, the Fiends are, they're kind of all over the place in damage output just because their strength is low, so most of the time they're punching stuff high toughness. They're just fishing for 5s, the high attack volume. And that gets a little dicey. Sometimes they crack you in half, and sometimes they bounce.
And then wounding on 5s.
Cool.
Out of Herald Aura, so just 13 invulnerable saves, please, on that.
13 invols. 4-ups. And 5-ups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
Did more damage with the Demonettes into the Riptide than we did with the Fiends.
I think the Fiends underperformed a bit, but it's not crazy.
They did, yeah.
Okay. That'll be it.
Alright.
Really.
Okay, well the Riptides all live.
I think.
That is this Demonite army is good for its board presence and objective holding, but honestly, the hitting power, especially against high toughness vehicles, isn't the greatest. So I think Devin's choice to retain the Riptides on the objectives and just use them to defend the rest of his crisis battlesuits that he needs to win is absolutely the right call. Losing his primary sucks. He's going to be down to a 0.
I score 2 on arrow relays.
Purdue.
Righty.
So, please come out and fight me.
I kind of have to now.
I know.
Alrighty, command phase. Riptide things. Riptide down here. With
What's in reserve for Tau? Stone? Nothing. Everything's on the board. We're on Kauyan for Tactical Philosophy. Yep, chat.
With 8 wounds left that was fighting the Demonettes will do the same.
But it is only battle round 2, so Kauyan is not triggered right now.
So
He's not getting the benefit.
Works, but can never be done again, right?
Something like that.
Your generator, normally it like fails and your generator burns out, but now
Yeah,
it's
but there's
dead.
a way to get around it. I think I can use
Exactly.
Let me just double check that stratagem.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, so the reactor works this turn, but I can only use that strat on each Riptide once. So if he screws up again, he's done.
Ah, okay.
And then
So the Nova Reactor is not burned out, and you can use it this turn.
Yes.
But okay. But that's 2 CP. Okay.
So that's branched Nova charge that they're discussing there. So it looks like the wounded Riptide did fail its Nova Reactor roll. It has to roll below its remaining number of wounds. So on an 11 with only 8 wounds remaining, he is going to have to deal with the consequences. But for 2 CP, instead of the reactor burning out and becoming no longer useful, he gets to roll it again next turn.
Okay, so this Riptide will take 2 extra shots on its own accelerator.
Alrighty. Auto makes it. Oh, I'm a dum-dum. That was the easiest tag to get by just walking a Seeker into it.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Then the commanders.
Well, there you go,
will-
chat. Players discussing it.
You guys are gonna move 18 probably over to here and look at.
Guess we really only needed. If we lost 2 Seekers there, it would have been awkward.
Yes. Do I need
Or
to
more
get
than 2
one?
Seekers. 2
No.
Seekers would have been okay. Although you might have to pull the unit champion just based on where Arne deployed
To
them.
get within 9, it's going to be like a model or 2.
If the
Yeah,
Riptide
but
converts
it's-
heavily.
yeah, it's not gonna
And
be
it does
much.
have a floating wound
So
reroll,
we'll
so
put-
it's actually, its chances to
rolls on the red unit.
convert 2 wound rolls is actually pretty high.
Yes.
And then Farsight will put
Because it will
his
one-shot them
Thorn
if they fail their
on
demonic invulnerability save in melee.
Ooh.
Riptides are actually, like, low-key, the vehicle actually slaps in melee. It's 6 attacks at weapon skill 5. Strength 7, EP2, 2 damage. It's just that 5+ weapon skill they have to get rid. They have to get through before they convert those attacks.
Alrighty, let's see how many.
Literally double the expected output of an exocrine, chat. I just want to point that
So
out.
We're gonna do that, like we said.
Yep.
Oh, Celeste, I'm gonna shoot you.
It's okay. It's Celeste. She'll make it.
Question is, where do I want to go after I shoot you? That's the question. Probably to the
Yeah,
minute.
we've been blissfully untainted by the Devin sirens.
Screen with this Riptide and use the pulse to
Devin,
sense.
I guess lives in the shady part of town and oftentimes
Here.
ends up with
Celeste is now
sirens in the
so
background of
over
his
there.
microphone.
Figure
Yeah, I
this
feel
Riptide out.
silly for not tagging that Riptide. Just mind fart. Whoops.
It happens.
It does, but it's a silly way to lose a Celeste.
Well, I mean, you haven't lost him yet. I could just.
No, and
We all know that Riptide would have killed the Seeker unit if he had
It's a
tagged it.
Riptide. These things don't
He's like, oh, it's so easy. All I have to do is move one model in. And then this Riptide's like, oh, yeah? Just gathers the unit up, sweeps them into a bag,
Occasionally they just decide.
throws them over its shoulder.
Alrighty, I do have to screen. So these guys are just gonna come down here. I can see this fiend like that-ish. I got lots of vision.
So this is the plasma rifle ion or fusion blaster unit. So this is the heavy hitting unit. The burst cannon, short range, close combat oriented unit is over here on the side.
Gotta be past.
I don't know if we rolled the fights with the Riptides, chat. You can ask. Did we roll up the punches on the Riptides?
Oh no, we didn't.
No, we never did. You're right.
That's a good call
They're
out,
not
chat.
super memorable.
They're
How
very
many is
easy.
it?
6.
Okay.
He's not marked, okay.
So
So the
these
one in
demon-
the demonettes misses.
Nothing.
And then his friend, the fiends, hits you once.
nothing. No, -1 to hit.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yeah, something can't change the past, I guess.
Never mind.
Alright.
Well, okay. Well, that
There
was
you go.
Didn't miss much.
We didn't miss anything of value.
Can't change the past, I guess, you know.
Apparently not.
It's also Tau melee. Come on. Here.
So he can. This guy. Come on, line. There we go. Yeah, they can all see this fiend in the front, and they're all in range of him.
Sounds reasonable.
And the drones. Come on, frisbees.
All right.
So a little happy bubble up on them. I got to stop you from going here. And if you come in my deployment zone, it's just normal deep strike rules.
So best I can do there is 8-inch charges out of deep strike, because I can +1.
Yep, but you have to be out away from me for screening.
Yeah, exactly. For
Absolutely.
screening, it's just normal.
And that's really what I'm interested in.
Absolutely.
Alright, you fellas. Just seeing if I have to advance them. I don't think so. How much I really want to be this close to you? Probably not.
fine.
I appreciate how cagey this game has been so far, chat. I think there's definitely a an impetus when you're playing a list like Arne is to just go all in on your opponent and push super duper far forward and just try to go for the throat and win, you know, win out on primary immediately. But this is certainly the safer course of action. And Devin similarly is also, you know, he's making the hard choices. He's not just accepting his fate, and he's not just accepting the charge here. He's playing as cagey as he can. He's giving his opponent his least valuable models to play with. And he didn't even lose any of them, which I was kind of expecting to happen.
Charge me, and that's no fun for anybody. Put a 7-inch bubble up on you. So I cannot do that this turn. It's probably not worth it now. The Barblade, he is leadership 8, so you can drop him to a 6. We already had a bubble up on him. So he's just going to walk out to stop you from going there.
This brave Fireblade up here. He's ready to overwatch some fiends with his marker light. He'll shine a laser beam in their eyes.
Maybe. Or no, are you touching the wall here? No.
No, and no, no. I am not touching the wall anywhere.
Okay. So I'm just gonna check line of sight to this guy. Looks like they're both good. So I'll have 2 marker lights in there. Just gotta hit with one of them. Famous last words. And then the commanders. That forces you out of there. Up here will do something, and then these guys. You move 12. So you're probably gonna have to come here. So I don't want you to be able to declare into green.
Fair.
Alright, does have 7 command points. We could see a cut them down there. That would be
Sorry,
cute.
who did you say moves 12?
This one Riptide here.
Oh, okay, sure. Because none of my units move 12, so I was like, wait, no, I have to. I shouldn't just yes to that.
And he'll be. Oh wait, yeah, it's 9 inches if you come in my deployment zone.
9 inches in your DZ, yeah.
Okay, so you can't actually. You'll have to come like all the way behind that wall, and then.
Yep.
It's so interesting.
You're not declaring crisis.
I'm sure Devin feels a little bit freed just by the fact that he doesn't have to position around line of sight blockers here. His line of sight blockers are almost,
average warp storm.
you know, okay for Devin just because they can impede some melee frontage that he has. He's going to have things to shoot at basically regardless of where his opponent's models are. And his opponent has no guns to speak of that are a solid range. So he doesn't have to play cagey with the Riptides. He can tow into terrain. He can broadcast Overwatch.
I think you just want to come up here. No way.
Kind of rude, but also fair.
Ooh, the forward-moving Riptides here does mean that we can demonically manifest in Arne's deployment zone, and then get the almost auto in charge on the Riptides.
I don't want to try. I guess yes, but like tweak it back like an inch and you're good.
Yeah, just adjust the movement. We do it like that.
Yeah.
I think I gotta be outside an inch of you though.
Okay, so I'll just give you some green circles.
One. This is annoying. This guy's dead next to me anyway.
I think if you just come down a little bit this way, or what's the? Oh, you need to be on the marker.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, he wants to be holding it so that because Arne is locked in this mission, this objective with these models behind the terrain here.
Just change his Nova Reactor to 2d6 assault phase move instead of the.
No worries.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll make things easy then, because he'll just leave.
Oh, he'll just be here. Currently, they still fit.
They still fit.
Assuming you manage to kill the Demonettes, which you literally have a crisis team standing there, so.
Then the Riptide moves back.
What safe assumption? Then you move back and screen.
Yes.
Got it. All right.
So you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. And then the commanders, they just gotta go move and do stuff.
Move and do stuff.
So you are going to come stay within 3 inches of drones and shoot the crap out of them.
Remember, drones don't screen you.
Right, Johnson. You don't really have a shooting phase though.
Yeah.
Enough shooting phase to threaten a cold star, though.
Where are your whips? There's one on the chariot. Celeste has one.
Yeah, it's more about the Enrapturous, who has the D3 plus 3 damage shot.
Yeah, but I blanked the first failed save on him.
Right. Yeah.
So
you
he'll
can
be
just
fine.
save your. So yeah, you can just not screen him, and he'll be okay-ish. You might need to save her.
No,
I'm probably shooting him if you do this, because it's
No,
way too
he-
funny not to.
he has the solid image unit, so he just
Oh,
zeroes
he has
the first
solid
failed save.
image projector. Right. Okay, then
yeah.
yeah.
So he'll be fine.
You'll be fine. He'll just
So you
he'll
can
just
drop
leave it.
him to an 8 from that thing. So we just put him here and just not have to worry about this. I think that's ideal.
Oh.
And he'll still be giving them real ones to hit.
Yep.
And then Farsight. 10 gets me to there. But I still have to screen my backfield. Yeah, so he's actually got to go back because he wants to give real ones to this other unit. There we go.
Okay. In 6 of both units.
There we go. Okay.
And then Foresight.
And then Commander Farsight will just make sure I don't get Deep Strakhan back here.
Do you need a Demonette unit for?
That would be helpful.
Here's some quick Demonettes.
I know if I leave you the
rough.
gap, you'll do it.
I mean, if you leave me a gap to just charge Farsight with Demonettes, I would be a silly goose not to take it.
That's 9 from these 2.
Sure. So like this is enough.
Farsight would
Yeah,
take that
is
fight.
enough.
Farsight. Farsight ain't no
This
bitch.
That'll stop you.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can just fall back and shoot next turn anyway, so it's whatever.
Oh.
Farsight will chill there.
All right.
Anything, but it's not like 2 plasma rifles do much.
So we're gonna try to sweep the
You can shoot like
Fiends and Demonettes.
nothing.
If we can kill Celeste with the overcharged ion accelerator,
Some guns.
that'll be useful too. Remove one potential outlet for Warp Patrol.
Which
ones
ones
is
into the
this?
fiends.
You
These two-
cannot
Yep.
you cannot demonically manifest
My mark light hit.
on leadership out of the in your opponent's deployment zone, chat, which is why we're measuring 9 inches for Commander Farsight back here.
And you'll. We have some marker light counters.
No mark light counters.
One here. One here. And this is 2. Alrighty.
Okay, does this Riptide need to move this turn? Because I have to do that first. I don't think so. 7. 7 is there. Yeah, he kind of wants to come down a little bit. It's also on the CP on the
And fade.
Riptide to.
Just remember that when he moves, he will have to respect the edge of the Seeker here.
Yeah, so I can get him to like there. So if I get him there, that puts him within 14 of the other Riptide, so he won't be able to drop in there no matter what.
Sure.
And opens this up a little bit more than I want, but I have the movement on this Riptide.
Chat, exclamation point Discord. All of the maps are in the T5S2 resources section on the Discord right now.
So we'll do the ion accelerator.
Mm-hmm.
If I roll any ones to hit, I'll see.
Striking and fading to shoot and scoot the Riptide.
Take mortals.
And seeing if we can kill Celeste. Ooh.
Do roll a 1 to hit or 4.
That was a terrible roll.
So spend the CP, like I said. These all miss. I take 3 mortals.
Oof.
You do.
You might not lose Celeste.
That was an unfortunate roll for
You're very
Devin.
Comfy.
3s to wound you.
Yep.
And I get my Enclave reroll.
Yep.
Oh my god. Terrible roll right there. 4 plus demonic invulnerability. First one clips through for 4 damage.
Yep. Second one.
See if we die. Saves it. But we do have plasma rifles on the Riptide. Oh my god.
I'll CP this. Nope, still fails. Alive on 1.
I'll just move like so. Okay. You're gonna heroic into me anyway.
Yes.
I'm just,
Probably, yeah.
I'm just gonna charge you. Striking Fate doesn't stop
Yes, true. Strike and Fate doesn't stop it, so yeah. And you didn't do the 2d6 move? Yeah, you can just charge me. That does in fact work. You just gotta hit me.
I can't believe he shit the bed that hard.
It's you know, 3s and 3s and 4s, but yeah.
Yeah, Riptides disappoint me sometimes.
They do that sometimes, yeah.
Green Crisis Suits will shoot at the fiends with everything. Overcharge the Sibs.
Yes.
And we'll start
Yeah,
the fusions.
you're hitting on 3s because Marker Light and Ignore mods anyways, so
Yep.
yeah.
So these
Fusions.
are fusions
1 miss.
and 2s.
Yep.
4.
Force.
1 goes through.
Damage.
Damage. 3.
Okay. We'll take, let's see, we want to keep this one alive, so we'll actually take on this guy up here.
Sibs.
Sure.
Rerolling ones.
Yep.
Take
One
one mortal
mortal.
on a shield rune.
Yep.
These miss. 2s. Still have the Enclave reroll.
Enclave. Yep.
God, fucking Farsight, man. Kill.
Lose 1, lose a second, wound 1.
Yep.
So lose this guy, lose a second, we can be coherent like this, yes. So lose this second and wound this front one. We have lost 2 fiends so far.
Oh, this is not the dice roll I needed this turn. Plasmas.
What do we have here? Plasma. Okay.
4. Another dead fiend.
Another dead fiend. And another wounded fiend. Do you have anyone else who can target these?
I do not believe so.
Then I will take the wound on this one.
Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Because they should pretty much kill that unit. But they didn't.
I don't think, like, no, it's close. Like, they have the potential to kill that unit, for sure. But it's not like a safe bet.
No. I mean, it's decent, but it's not the greatest thing in the world.
Like, you killed 2/3 of the unit, right? You're 1 wound shy of killing the last fiend. But yeah. Alright, Marker Light consumed here.
These guys. Wanted to ask. Trevi, I have my free Farsight Marker Light. Do I burn one of my tokens when I shoot?
I think I can answer that, and it's yes, because it just says it burns a token every time you shoot. Like in the Marker Light rule.
Okay. So we'll start the Cold Star into these horsey people.
Yes. He's got like he's got like a variety of weapons, right?
He's got.
I'll just let you go through them.
Yeah, he has all the guns. So the missiles and the plasma. Or you're T4, right?
I'm T4.
Okay, so I gotta roll this separately then. So the plasma. Hits. Wounds. Dead horse.
Kills 1.
Missiles. 2 hits. 2 wounds. Okay, Thermoneutron Projector. Oh
3.
boy.
I mean, you have an entire crisis team still.
I do. I'll hit 4s. Try again on these 2.
Yep.
Get in the box. Come on. 2 wounds. Another one
That's
dead.
another horse. We'll keep the Sarge.
And that will be 10 big burst cannon shots.
Yep.
That many.
That's cruel. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
My dice roller likes you more than it likes
Oh
me.
my god, that saving throw, chat.
Oh god, this is far
Apologies.
this is far from ideal.
I wish I could roll
yeah,
like that.
You do be needing some split fire now, and that's kind of rough.
Which I didn't want to do.
No, because you really wanted these demonettes gone, I think.
Yeah, I do want this.
Because I think if like 2 demonettes live here, then your move doesn't quite work the way you want it. Oh, this is a yeah. We're getting into some awkward territory.
Yeah,
here.
that was a womp womp. That's a good womp womp right there, chat.
I'm on 3s rolling 1s with these guys. Oh no, there's...
And that was off of the one shot off the thermoneutronic too. That thermoneutronic projector is incredibly efficient
Those don't
profile
ignore mods.
No.
against the Seekers, but
kinda why I
not
was
if
hoping
you
he was
just
gonna kill them all.
fail a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. But he isn't the triple Sib loadout that I see so often.
No, that's fine.
One marker left on these, I guess. Not sure it matters.
Ready, we'll do the crisis suits. I'll put the 3
Yes.
fusions that are in range of the ponies into the ponies, everything else into demonettes.
3 fusions at the ponies. Okay. Well, last I checked, 3 fusions cannot kill 4 ponies.
No, but the thermoneutron projector in combat can.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, let's
we'll do the
go.
fusions
Yes.
Hitting on 4s. Oh, they're cooperating.
I'm gonna do a lot of Tau melee right here.
Apparently not.
The saves aren't cooperating, sorry.
No. Into the demonettes, we have...
You have 2 fusions left there?
Yep, so we have 15 sibs.
Yeah.
Not overcharging because there isn't a reason to.
There is not.
2 fusions that are functionally identical.
Yes.
And then the relic burst cannon, that is, I think,
Strength 6, so it's functionally identical.
identical. Vray, where are you, Vray?
The Major 91, thanks for the sponsorship, by the way.
So I gotta get 3 more dice.
Yep.
Cool. So these all hit you on 3s.
Yep.
Rerolling 1s.
Yep.
These all wound you on 2s.
Yep.
Rerolling all.
Yep.
That many involves.
Average dice is an exact kill.
Oh,
I don't
but
do average dice, so it's 7 dead.
I still have more burst cannons, don't worry.
I know. So how many more burst cannons are we talking?
24 shots.
Yeah, then I am not picking up any demonettes yet. I'm just remembering 7 and then picking up the unit when you're done with them. If that's okay with you.
That's fine. Oh, my wound rolls are good.
3 more failed saves? 3
Oh,
more
you
failed
did
saves.
Okay, we did it.
You have killed the demonettes.
Well, finally on the board
Alright.
for Tau, I guess. We've destroyed 1 demon unit.
Nothing else to do.
It's taken a while, but we got one of them.
Nope. 1 more save.
1 more save, sorry, where?
The fireblade shooting at the calf.
Seekers.
Kills 1.
Take a damage.
It's 2 damage on his gun.
Oh, it's 2 damage. Alright, kills the front one.
Okay, we got a 7-inch charge into you. Let's do it up.
Doable. Alright,
Cold-
so that's a 7-inch charge?
Come on, Cold Star. Don't fail
Yup.
me. He's gonna fail me. I know it.
Oh, he failed you.
Yup.
No. Nope.
Fails
Nope.
the 7-inch
Nope.
rerollable into the Seeker unit. And that unit gets
Not
to
so
live to
bad.
fight
You
another
get 25
day.
in front, I still would have failed.
Yes.
Well,
He's gonna charge Celeste, which he auto makes, so we don't have to worry about it.
All right, Riptide. Let's punch
If he
Celeste
kills
to death.
Celeste in combat, that will be the greatest Riptide ever. But if he fails to kill
6
Celeste in combat, it will be
attacks,
the
my
worst
guy.
Riptide
Strength
ever.
7, 6
no
attacks.
This is
Even though Celeste is T6, he's going to be winning on 3s, and he has that floating reroll. Let's go. Oh, 4
off to a
hits!
good start. B minus 1
Alright.
hit.
I am actually going to. I haven't gotten hit with Celeste much, so I'm just gonna quickly pull up her.
Yeah, I don't believe Celeste has any defensive
time to
mechanics
make it.
on their
I just have to quickly.
data sheet. Yeah, they're just they just give rerolls.
Nope, she's just a normal lady.
All right,
Oh,
let's
4
go.
hits.
Wounding on 3s into a 5+ invulnerability save. What do we
I
got?
think 7? +1 on the fist, so yeah, 7.
Let's
7,
go.
no, 3s.
I get my Enclave reroll. And
Oh, no, not like this. Oh, my God. Devin's dice are so bad. Oh, still kills it.
It's a 5-up in combat on Celeste.
I think you might have to re-roll that there, buddy. Yep, there's the CP reroll. Drum roll, please, chat. Fails it!
Nope.
Celeste goes down to the Riptide and melee. Incredible. Well, you win some, you lose some, I guess, on Devin's side.
You need to do your choice.
Oh, yes, of course. He's just rotating.
All right, well, unfortunate that that Seeker unit survived. Might get to pick up a character now, which would be unfortunate. The Thermoneutronic there, cooking it would have been good. Especially since that Cold Star Commander can play like, kind of aggressively and represent Overwatch, and very few of the units in this Demon's Army actually want to Overwatch it. We do have to take morale on the
He just goes back to where he was.
on these ladies.
That's fair.
They may fail.
It's right back to where he was before.
You will need some leadership, I think.
What a roller coaster
Yes.
ride of emotions
So we
this
still have
turn
the
has been.
Heartseeker here. Leadership 8. 9 with an instrument. I don't think he can.
You're fine. And then here.
And these fiends lost 3, and the Blissbringer is lead 8, so they can fail on a 6. Which they do not. Ooh, D3 come back, so roll a 1. No, that's all demons.
That's
Just like
Alright.
remembering.
I think Arne just took my laugh.
Yeah.
Did we just do the same laugh?
Nothing in the middle because the got stupid.
We also don't hold the middle.
I know. Enjoy your 12-point primary.
Aww. Actually,
Actually,
No, it's an
you
8.
hold 2 to my 2. It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
an 8.
never mind.
Just an 8. If you didn't kill Celeste, then Celeste eats the Riptide and then it's at home. That's what you. That's where the real worry is. Okay, so it's an 8-point primary, and my Despoilers action completes for 4 points. I will just.
And you
make
get
this
2 for
marker
tertiary this turn, right, Devin?
Hmm?
You get 2 for tertiary?
No.
Because you killed Celeste.
Celeste
She wasn't
in
on the
middle.
marker.
She wasn't on the marker.
No, you have to be
She was
within
standing.
6 of the center.
Oh,
not
it's 6
not
on
on
the
the marker, yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
is
then
it?
Yeah.
Oh, then I do get 2 points. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Did they change that, or was it always like that and I was just bad at this game?
I think it was always like that.
That's impressive. Alrighty.
It's some sort of Slanesh trickery, chat.
We're gonna do +1 AP.
There's
on
like a
the
demon that
defense.
steals
We're
faces
gonna
in
do
the warp or something, and it's actually Arne with stealing laughs.
We're gonna do
Real, like, Avatar Spirit Realm energy, you know what I'm saying?
Here somewhere. Enable some sleek 6-inch charges here. And then-
Oh no, 6-inch. Yeah, you have to be 7 away from you.
No, it's Warp Locust, so 6.
Oh, she
And,
has that keyword.
Did
yeah,
we
she has that.
did we roll
That's the whole
morale?
reason for the.
Did we roll morale for the Seekers and the Fiends?
The Seekers can't fail. The Fiends did roll in past.
Oh, they rolled a 1. Yep.
Also, your warp storm.
Yep.
Yeah, I will roll my Warp Storm. So I will retain 2 dice.
Yeah, the Seekers are on an 8.
I haven't.
I thought
used
they'd
them yet.
lost 3,
Except
but they
retaining
only
2
lost
dice and not
2
using
somehow.
Oh, that's a good.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Wow.
Nightmare
7
turn.
dice this turn.
This is
Only 2
probably
Seekers dead.
game right here.
I will do my.
Oh
very
my
best to-
god. Arne with these dice.
I think we're burning 4 right away. For this entire turn,
Jeez.
I'm gonna have +1 to advance and charges,
Yeah, buffing our charge rolls.
just so all my deep strike stuff connects. And then I will also immediately be burning 2, so my advances, charges, and anything cannot be modified.
Yup.
So no negative charge, no nothing.
Arnie's a predator, yeah.
Alrighty.
Use the TTS
Um,
screen through like night or
Over
heat
on this
vision.
side, we have some fiends who want to do mean things to crisis suits. So they will go 14 over here.
Okay.
They will attempt crisis suit cruelty. We have these seekers here who want to do things to the Cadre Fireblade, I think. So I will just kind of walk up here. Then the over on this side we have a Torment Bringer on Secretariat who will just kind of like vibe on up 14 here with a very easy charge on this one. Battles a suit here. These demonettes will just kind of go 10. to here where the Riptide doesn't see them. Do I have that right? I believe the Riptide doesn't see them.
I don't. Is he touching the building? He is touching the wall. So
Oh, he is touching the wall. Then we will just eat that if you decide to overwatch.
Hey, it's Kyon now. I get exploding sixes.
Sure do. You know what, actually? Now that you mention this, if you don't mind, these will use their amazing 16 inches to just walk all the way over here. They can't move past the Riptide, but they have like +2 to charges right now. So they can maybe just eat prevent the overwatch over here. These Seekers here will use their glorious 16-inch move to just go over here. This one has to turn. This one was fine. This one has to do a bit of finagling. So 3, turn for 1. So that's 4, and then 12 more. Okay, it really doesn't matter that much. We'll just put the rest of them behind. Using some inches to go around some pillars. We've got like a within 5, so it's a 4, so it's a 3 for them because they're +2. Yeah, I think they'll make the charge. What's next? Over on this side, we will have the... So these fiends will go 14. I don't think they want to charge that Riptide. I think they want to charge the middle. This Riptide is like a hard charge. The Riptide in the middle is like an easy charge. We're just going to stand next to this Riptide. Out of the way of my further movement on this side. These Demonettes will just take the auto charge onto this Riptide as well. We will reload this Ruin with a Demonette unit. Deep strikes are fake, and moving on the table is faster.
We need a sound effect that's just a cocking gun for every time Arne reloads a Ruin with Demonettes.
Good. Yeah, I think that's good. Over on this side, these Demonettes will walk 10. Let's actually do this clean. I will not move them yet. I will measure the shortest distance is 17 away from your crisis.
Yep.
So that is a 7-inch charge with a +1, so a 6-inch charge. They'll intentionally stand over on the right a bit, closer to the Riptide, so that I'm not blocking any space. Whoops, that lagged a bit. Where my deep strikes could be coming in. Something like this. The Transweaver will run to the center, and probably just like do a ritual. So actually, I'll leave a gap in the fiends if you don't mind. Just stand her here. 6 from the middle is there. Let's roll the advance just out of like, because I think this doesn't get covered by 9. No. She will go an additional 7 inches. So we just like...
I don't know about table chant, but Devin will take a significant hit here. Should lose the Riptide on the right-hand side. This is the shielded Crisis team, so they're actually kind of difficult for the Fiends to kill. Wound rerolls, I believe, are on the other Crisis team. So I don't think we get Overwatch there. But Devin will certainly get surrounded and overrun pretty shortly, unless he can find a way out of the situation.
That's the Warp Locust screen range.
But he does, he turns on Monka this turn. Or Kyon, excuse me. Which means he can start scoring decisive action.
9.
Any of these Riptides that don't die will be able to jump out of combat and shoot.
She'll want to advance, I guess. Yeah, she'll want to advance, so I'll roll an advance for her. Okay, 7 inches, so she goes 16 max. So she'll be like here. And then we plop down a full brick of fiends in there. So Closest fiend up. Let's see if that is. Let's make sure we do this right. 6 from the Riptide. Yep, that looks that. This pink line. I have too many lines on the table, so now I'm confused.
Oh, yeah.
This is a 6 there. I should here. What I'll do first.
What is
is
the
I want to
danger of
change the
manifesting
color
most of
my
your army on the
raptors
table is
more
that you start
because I keep
getting
thinking this
confused
is
about
green.
everyone's auras? Too many auras involved.
Raptors is green? No? Did it work? Come on, please. Be glowing green for you? Yeah,
Yep,
she is.
it is.
Good. Okay. So the frontmost fiend is basically gonna go right there. And that is gonna be... It can't be 5. Something's not right here. Oh, he doesn't have a 6-inch bubble. That's what's not right here. Okay. So we're gonna be right on the 6-inch mark from this crisis suit.
Okay.
And then this purple bubble I will hide because that is confusing the crap out of me. The rest of the fiends will just show up over here. Doing warp locust things.
If I made that charge, that cold star would have been right there. It would have made this
Demon reserves is we have one more demon at unit to drop right now, chat. This is round 3, so all the demons are coming in.
Looking forward to charging the cold star or something. I know he's kind of far away, so I was like kind of hoping that you would kill all but like the last one, and then you'd have to charge him, and then your cold star would be too close. But then because the Riptide succeeded the kill in melee, actually, you were able to block that off. I wasn't quite planning for that either. Okay, so we're gonna do a little more movement here, which is the fiends are just gonna like not single file, but they want to leave a gap here where I can sneak in some demonettes as well. So here's my demonettes. So I'll put one right here. What is the charge? 7? Yeah. No. Okay. So here's some charge math. So he's currently 6.0. He's gonna go back to like 6 point more than 0. So like, I'll just use a different one.
Sure. That's
like,
legal. There you go. You're good now.
I just want to make sure that it, and then I can sneak a demonette out front.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, exactly. And then the demonettes will go out of the way with their charge.
Yep.
Just to confirm, I'm not messing up with the crate here. This doesn't become a longer charge, actually.
It might.
It might. I definitely don't want to mess this up. So
around the crate, right? So
yeah. So you know what? We're not doing this. This Blissblinger does stay right up in front, and the demonettes are just gonna try to make a longer charge because it's way more important that the fiends get it.
That's very true.
So the fiends get their clean 6-inch charge, and the demonettes just go like an inch behind them, and we'll just try to have a good charge with them. But if we don't, then we don't. We're gonna let's see, what is the distance here? Currently we are 7.8. That is just fine. And that's just
Definitely feels like Devin is missing a full hit rerolls outlet here.
Here.
A nice Shadow Sun in this list to make these Crisis teams all but unchargeable would be nice, although you do have to give up one of the other characters for that, one of the other commanders, which is unfortunate.
Good stuff. These have the extra AP. Cool, so we are wrecking this. Hopefully wrecking this. Maybe wrecking this enough on this side a bit. Coming in with Deep Strikes on these markers. Swamping these two markers with models. And yeah. Then let's go to I guess Psychic is next. So the Tormentbringer has Phantasmagoria. So that'll be was that pick? Select an enemy unit with an 18 invisible? Yeah, nice. So let's cast let's first of all cast Warp Ritual.
Okay.
Warp Ritual.
Good thing we saved that.
Through this. Warp Charge 4, please. Thank you. We get Warp Ritual at 7 now. Then next up is going to be Silisk's dead, so Phantasmagoria. Which goes off. I will select the Crisis Suits. I will roll 6d6, and for every 5 up, you take a mortal wound and lose a point of leadership. That'll be 3 mortal wounds and 3 points of leadership on your Crisis.
3 mortals and
1 shield drone is wounded right now.
Yep.
And then I'll just put a -3 leadership. Do I have one? Do these have like a flip side? Yeah, they do. Right.
Just taking out one of these idiot Shazwees.
Sure. This entire squad is going to run in a second. This is going to be so funny. -3 leadership, -4 from demons being nearby. I kill like 2 dudes. Okay. Let's see how that goes.
They're going to roll a 1.
Shoosting.
After a comment like that, 1 inbound.
That was all my psychers.
Auto pass.
And Rapturous. Just gonna slam her gun into the Crisis Suits.
Yeah, they'll just eat the charge and they take no damage.
Are we going? Yeah, we're going small gun into them, right? Oh, you took a save on a. You took a mortal wound on a Crisis back here, right?
Actually, can you see
I
me
don't see
psychic cards?
No, I cannot see.
Okay.
I was just like thinking for a second that I maybe could. All right, here's the shots into the Crisis that I can see. Just 2 hits. No, we are not doing anything here. Let's go to charges. That's the real deal, anyways. Oh, where do we start? Let's go. We're gonna go Seekers here.
Yep.
Into these Crises and also this Riptide because we have to.
I'm just gonna hope you fail this.
Acceptable. 9 + 2 is 11.
I think you're in.
I believe so. 3, 2, and like oodles. We're just gonna keep the back Seeker back here, tagging the Riptide, and the front ones will be where they can punch Crisis things.
Cool.
Next up will be the Fiends into these same Crisis.
Yep.
With a +1. 11 was not needed, but accepted. You don't have Interrupt, right? I'm pretty
Nope.
sure you didn't have that. Good. The Tormentbringer, once you're Riptide, it gets it with a 3 + 1, 4. Just go backwards out of the way a bit. The Heartseeker, once you're Riptide, will be a 7 + 2, 9.
Here they come. The demons are marching.
I'm doing something wrong here again, actually. Hope it won't matter. Okay, the Demonettes into your Riptide. 5 + 1, 6. That is enough. Not sure how many of them will punch, but not sure how many of them need to punch, honestly. Try not to clock out this turn, though. Need to be a bit conscious of that. Going on over to the right here, we are gonna do the Sacrificial Demonettes, these pink ones, into the Crisis. This is where you want to Overwatch, I think.
You are +2 to charge,
+1 on these, so it's a 7.
so it's a 7.
Yes.
And then the Fiends will need what, like a 5?
Yes.
So if I Overwatch the Demonettes, kill them, you just charge me with Fiends and I die.
Yes.
If you fail to charge the Demonettes, then I get to Overwatch the Fiends. Or you just charge
This
me.
is correct.
Or
I
you
will charge you with the next Demonettes first, which is a 6.
Yeah, if these Fiends touch me, I die. That's
You don't have shields, right?
no.
Or like,
Yeah.
yeah, you probably do.
I'm just gonna hope you fail.
Acceptable. So I need a 7 here. 7 plus 1, 8. Go 8 here. Sorry.
You're just not going to block your fiend charge.
Yeah. Just gonna step out of the way here. Oh, was I a silly goose? You're gonna hold this against me? I'm sorry. I think I was a silly goose here.
Fine, it's fine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 3, 3, and 2. And then really the rest of these are just gonna like go in this pocket here. Because they're just here to tank the Overwatch.
Yep.
And get out of the way of the fiends by that doing so. Maybe should have charged the purple ones first, but hey.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
You just want to
Purple ones want
roll.
your...
just do the fiend charge.
Yeah, fiend charge. You're
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
In case I CP it. It's a 7 plus 1, 8. So we'll go 4.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
And then 4. This thing could over... I will allow you to heroic that thing, I think. Will I? Nah.
That's a little
why be silly?
dangerous. Yeah, that is a
Because
thermonutronic.
maybe you have something planned with the heroic that I don't see, and then it'll be bad. Because I think the heroic would be bad for you, but I don't want to find out that it was actually good for you. This one needs to move before the other one.
And giving
And
your
then the
opponent combat
backmost
movement
fiend has
in a
trouble.
congested area like that could be really problematic. I think if the Cold Star Commander bases this fiend with an intervention, it basically only allows 2-ish fiends to attack him, and that doesn't kill him through the solid image
I will
projection.
just state, I'm lagging a bit, so it's hard, but I will just state I'm not basing anywhere.
I know what you're doing. They're
These-
going to fight first, move over, then you're going to bring the fiends in and kill me.
Absolutely. These purple demonettes will go on this Riptide now. With a +1. It's an 8. You know what, we'll just go around here. Pull these guys back. We don't need to be forward. Be around here. Would have loved to connect those into the... this is plenty. This is plenty. Here in the middle, Demonettes into Riptide. Make it with a 12. We do not need 12 inches, but we'll take it regardless. We're staying in this quadrant and out of 6 of the middle, so we have a unit in the bottom left quadrant, because actually everything is out of this quadrant other than the demons, I think, at this point. Leave a bit of the Alrius to fight. Fiends want the Riptide. 8 plus 1, 9. Does this gap fit a Fiend? Do this better. Measure this. 2 inches. My base. Less than 2. So yes. So we'll just stick 2 Fiends on the marker. 1 into the gap. And the rest out here.
Cool.
Coolio. Not charging here, not charging there anymore. That was all the charges at this point. Yep, that was all the charges. And you have no interrupts. You have no heroics that I can tell. So I will start and I'll just go left to right because this is easiest to resolve for me. So no, let's just do the fun thing first. Right, yeah. These pink demonettes will be spending...
Aren't you used to the Slanesh Warpstorm ability to give +1 to charge?
Will be 1 CP. To pile in and consolidate an additional 3 inches.
Yep.
So the backmost ones go 6 inches forward. Basically to there. That's good. So 6-inch pile in here. She goes to the side there. She goes there. She goes closer diagonal. She goes closer diagonal. These here. I believe a few of these may still hit, but I am not sure. This will be 1/2 inch, and then whoever's in 7.5. Nope, they can't hit through her. So these will just get out of the way diagonally. 6.1. There's a pipe there that is being annoying. So, just like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 demonettes, including the Alurus, are punching.
Yep.
Trail the back one in the Herald Aura because we can. And go to attacks here. We're gonna burn reroll hits on those because that's the... These don't need it. Yep, we're burning reroll hits here.
Okay.
So 5 demonettes punching is 21 attacks.
Okay.
To hit, re-rolling, and to wound, re-rolling ones. All right, 9 at AP 2.
9 at AP 2. Start the marker drones.
Yep.
They're dead.
Heads them.
Radium guy. Come on, Radium guy. Oh, he's gonna tank the world.
Okay. Iridium guide one more.
Hey, look at that saving throw there.
That's acceptable. We have a 6-inch consolidate, which we'll just like...
That does mean it opens him up to get hit by the
tag the Riptide in addition.
tails off the fiends,
It's chilling here.
which will just clip him out.
Fiends, at this point, we have enough space to let everyone fight. So one fiend just goes diagonally over here, one fiend goes over here, one fiend goes in this gap, and now everyone can fight.
Yep.
All 6 fiends in Herald reroll aura as well. So here's 4 attacks each. And 1 extra on the Blissbringer. To hit on 3s. And to wound on 4s reroll 1s, I believe.
I'm T5.
Yes, I believe the fiends are strength 5 in the profile. Yep. Good. So, just 9 saves.
AP.
2.
Radium guy. He's dead. And the
Okay.
rest will be 5-ups.
Just
so
kills 2 more suits.
More.
So Iridium and 2 more.
Yep.
And then here's the Barbed Tails.
Oof.
To hit. Ooh, not good. And to wound. Just 1 more at neg 3/3 damage.
Well, unit
Goes to-
will live.
Alright, you have a suit and a half still. It's not bad. Consolidate to like here.
That leadership
We're
is
not
about to be
taking this
brutal, though,
guy.
for that unit.
That sounds good. We're gonna go purple squad into the Riptide. 41 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s, re-rolling 1s. Ooh, not a good wound roll, honestly. Just 6 saves on that Riptide. 6 in wounds.
Takes 3.
Takes 3. Okay. Then, and then on the consolidate here, I'll just double checking something. We're already in 3, so we're not going anywhere with that demonette. Yeah. Going to the center, these demonettes here. We're piling in this lady over here. I believe your base isn't big enough that I should be able to get everyone to fight. Pretty easily.
Yep.
Just
Probably.
have to actually do it. Nah, you know what? I'm not fighting with these back two because it would require going in that quadrant, which I don't want to.
Alright.
So -8, so 41 -8 attacks. Which is like
33.
33? I'll trust you on
Right.
that. I don't do math.
Math is for
Power
blockers,
rolls.
am I right, chat?
On the wounds.
It's
All
fine.
right, 10 in wounds, please. Oh, 7 damage. Okay. And then the fiends here. So that'll be Lotsa. A whole squad of fiends. So. Yeah. No. Damn it. Here's the 25 normal attacks. Moving on 5 through roll ones. That'll be 6 invulns on these. And that kills the Riptide, so we don't have to continue rolling. Does it blow up?
Nope.
Does not. Wonderful. Consolidation-wise, we are consolidating every fiend into the center. Yeah. This one out of the way a bit.
I know some people do find the joy and pleasure in math. But
And
I don't
with that
understand
out of the way, we are going over to the left side, where we will go with these demonettes here.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, we do. 3 like this. Oh, this is so annoying. She's gonna stand down there, but like the hitbox will not let me put her actually. I'll just put her on your base. Nope, escape. She's gonna be like, you know, there-ish. And she's gonna fight through her. You know what I mean? Thank you. Couldn't pull it off. So there's 4 in the first rank, and then we'll have 4 in the second rank, and then we'll have 2 not fighting. Yep. So 8 again, so 33 again. Not a great hit roll. Acceptable wound roll, actually. 9 saves, please. Three damage.
No hands on him.
Oh, you're right. 2 damage. Alright, go consolidate. Psych doesn't really matter here, because we're not going anywhere. Yep. Go to the chariot. Shit. I have to still roll the impact mortals for her. So I forgot to roll those. It is 4d6. There's a 5th dice here that I didn't see. 4d6. You take 2 mortal wounds. So 2 feel no pain save, please.
He's good.
Okay. And then here's my Ravaging Claws. 2s and then 5s. 2 saves there. Invulns.
Damage.
3.
Takes 3.
Takes 3. And then my the rest is dumb. We're not rolling Seeker Tongues. Skip it. It's strength 4 AP 1. AP 0 1 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Seekers going into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Seekers. Plus in red their Seeker Tongues. I guess with 5 of them it's worth rolling. Here's their attacks. Reroll 1s to wound. Here you go.
I'll just do your dice.
Yeah.
Blues are 4s, reds are 1s.
So just 4 failed.
Pass.
Yep.
And feel no pains.
Takes 2 more. Okay. That's fine. Now we're gonna go over here. You have a drone still?
Yep.
So we'll just start with the Seekers. 2 Seekers into the Crisis.
Sure.
Oh, there's a Wounded Crisis.
Yeah, there's one wounded crisis.
How many shields are on here?
They all have shields.
All have shields and 1 is stim. Okay, good.
Yep.
That's fine. So we will still start with the Seekers.
Okay.
So 1 Seeker backwards into the Riptide. I'll just do 2 red dice as well. To hit and to wound. Rerolling 1s. Nope. And then this times 2 with an extra attack. Better. Here you go. On your pursuits. Just
Which
red
one comes
first.
Red first?
Red first. Yeah.
How many reds were there? 2?
2.
So 2 3-ups.
Well,
Okay.
ops that suit.
And then how many blues?
And That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
These are all 4 pinballs, regardless.
Yep.
Starting with the drone.
Yep.
Okay.
Your invulns are not holding, my man.
And then we'll go to Stim
The
Guy.
stim?
Yeah, Stim
Okay.
Guy attacks. These are 4 Fuel Pains.
Yep.
Oh, this is not.
He's at half. And
Big oofs over here.
consolidate, and basically, this guy, he is currently 0.9. He's currently 0.8 away here, and he will rotate the way he's closer, but touches your home marker because I just want to be annoying. I know you have more. I know you have more. It's more about just like, no, there aren't any actions you need to do on here, but it's just habit, I guess. Fiends. Do fiend things. Stay in the aura with the last one. So here's the attacks from the fiends. We have this many normal stabs. I'll start with the 3 damage stabs this time because you're on your feel no pain guy.
Yep.
To hit all of them, to wound 2 of them.
Oops. Make them both.
Make them both. Then the other stabs. Sad now. Oh, such a sad hit roll. Oh, just 3 saves more.
He's good.
All right, there's your saves. You did have some. Okay, that'll be it for me. I think I have attacked with every unit.
Thanks. So.
I'll leave the time on you, and you can do punchbacks.
Alrighty. These 4. Oh, not. You're not moving there. These 4.
Well, things could have... That wasn't great for Devin. Things certainly could have gone worse. 2 Riptides still active.
On 5s.
Crisis Suit teams are wounded but not dead. And the Fireblade, for whatever reason, is still kicking.
Oh, I see.
He can fall back and shoot this turn. And I think we'll have to back up AI
Okay, 1 wound on the pony.
the wounded, the bottom bracket Riptide for a CP to allow it to actually leave engagement range there.
5 times.
To let it top bracket itself and move its max distance.
Neg 1 to hit as well, so 6s. Nothing.
I think the other downside is that I don't believe Farsight is going to be in range to put the Crisis Commander buff onto the large battlesuit unit, the big tanky unit. He's going to be able to put it on the smaller unit to let them ignore modifiers, but
5 times.
Acceptable.
that is all. That's obviously less exciting.
2 saves.
And Devin does have to worry about morale now. As we talked about, the leadership values are pretty low, especially with all these demons pressing in.
4 attacks now.
Okay.
Nothing.
Cool.
I owe you.
Yeah, the actual cut them down might work.
I owe you morale.
You gotta get 4 wounds through,
so
though.
roll me morale on these 2.
And cut them down is like so,
3 dudes,
so bad.
correct? 3 and
And it only triggers off a single unit, right?
Guys lost 1 and they're -4.
Yes,
Oh, they're running away.
that's a fail.
Do I take negative combat attrition?
Yes, -1. And are you below half strength?
Ooh, failed the morale on the Crisis Battlesuit team. Loses 2. Ugh.
That's a pretty brutal leadership there. But
Yeah,
that's
that
big time.
isn't as bad as it could have been, but doesn't feel good because it's still about 100 points worth of models.
Scoring wise,
We
at
can
the end of this,
we can honestly just call it here.
I'm.
Yeah, I think we get a talk out.
I mean, I just like note down a bunch of secondaries at this point, but like the game's kind of over.
Yeah.
I don't think you have the fuel in the tank to.
I mean, like,
You can kill these fiends, but
Yeah, I think Devin is
these
gonna...
fiends are-
He's gonna shoot some stuff and he's gonna kill some stuff, but I don't know if he's gonna kill enough.
These fiends. And if he had made the charge, gotten to here, and stopped
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
then
And
we
this
have
is
a game.
much more of a game.
Yep.
And then I have to rely on secondary scoring and do my warp ritual and stuff like
Yep.
that. But like
But
this,
like-
I had gaps and I just like crush.
But by then I had Kalyan like starting to
Yes.
ratchet up,
Exactly.
and then I would
exactly.
just start shooting everything.
Yeah.
But like obviously at that point there wouldn't have been anything stopping you from just like starting to
Well, it looks like Arne is going to take this one. I think after that first turn, we sort of saw the writing on the wall. Definitely interesting to see Devin's attempts at screening, because I think the defensive gameplay that he exhibited is actually really, really good. And I want to commend Devin on you know,
I do.
sort of setting up
They
as well
are
as he
really
could.
good in the meta right now because just everyone is playing shooting armies. Like, the only melee army that's running around is like full Termi Wing.
Yeah, Termi Wing's rough. Iron Hands with 3 of those gladiators would be probably hard.
I've played
on
against
volume.
Gladiator Reapers and they're annoying, but like I can tank Tau level shooting. I don't really care about like a Reaper or 2. It's
like-
more when we're talking about like, because a lot of the other guns are really bad into me. Like, multi-meltas aren't bad, but aren't amazing.
No, not great.
Grav is terrible into me. Because Grav is always damage 1 and just doesn't hurt fiends that much. So, yeah. It's okay. Like, you can... You can play into Marines, I think, with this. We'll see how I do into full Termies. That's very interesting.
Guard is another interesting one. Not because
Guard
they're
is
going
another
to
interesting.
like kill you fast, but because they're just going to sit in the middle of the board and so you can't come with them at all.
So I think I have enough speed on the table without deep strikes that I can just like tag guard in a million places.
Let's do
But
it.
we'll see. It's very much like those are really interesting games that you have to play. I had like a super fun game against like Jaime Perez, who's back on Wolves of course now.
Yeah.
And like that was such an interesting game, right? Because you have Slaanesh have the Locust to pop army wide always strikes first.
Mhm.
And he has double fight last in his army, and you're just like, you know, I felt like I was back in like early 9th with all the melee mirrors that were happening at the time, where like I have a fight last here, you have a fight last there. How like it was very interesting. So I'm enjoying the army, even though it looks like very one-dimensional right now. Like just if you look at the list, it looks incredibly one-dimensional, of course, because I'm spamming the Slaanesh units. But like,
But it
there's
does
only so many Slaanesh units you can take, right?
But it does that one thing really well.
It does that one thing well, and I enjoy doing fast melee well. It's always been my favorite playstyle. So yeah. Well, thank you for the game.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, GG guys. That was an interesting one. Do you think the matchup changes significantly if Tau get first turn?
Yes, for sure.
Yes,
Mhm.
it's significantly harder for me if he gets first turn.
Mhm.
He doesn't do a ton of damage, but it changes the dynamic. Instead of me being the army, because if he has bottom of turn, I do have to do things, right? I can't just sit in my DZ, because he will max decisive, and he will like I'll get reality, I'll get some points on my action secondary, I'll probably get my warp rituals, because I have 3 psychers that I can, like, I'm not actually worried about my psychers dying in this matchup. He didn't peck assassinate, so I can just send my 3 psychers to the center and suicide them for warp ritual and primary.
Yep.
So that's like not actually that bad. But I can't deal with him getting a 12 bottom of turn on turn 5
Mhm.
very well at that point if he also maxes his secondaries from the late game scoring.
Mhm.
And once I go low on resources, if I sit back, there's a definite chance that Devin decides to just rush me on like turn 4 or so with every crisis.
Yeah, because
just
once
like
once I get Kauyon on 5,
exactly.
like I
Yeah,
can
once your
start
Kauyon ramps up
bleeding.
like really hard, and I've already traded like 2 or 3 units into the middle, so I only have like, you know, it's not really full armies on the table anymore.
No, it's
But
not.
you're probably not down any damage at that point, right? You'll have
No,
traded your Crude Hounds and like
and maybe a
a
Riptide or
Riptide
2,
into
but they're
the
not.
center.
They're not doing much in this matchup anyway, and I'm more than
Yeah.
happy to screen with them. It's the crisis where all the damage is.
Yes.
And if I hit Kauyon a turn earlier, like it just means that.
Yeah.
It means that the demons have to get more aggressive earlier, and then they
Yeah.
get to play my game a little bit more.
Yeah. But I think if you go first, I have to play this very relaxed. I'm probably only deep striking things to like. I'm kind of switching into this role of I deep strike things to land easy charges out of deep strike to just pile and consolidate onto your objectives. Not actually for damage, just like always pop my 6-inch pile and consolidate and just try to flip your markers with Demonets rolling in from the reserves.
Mhm.
And then I just try to like lose as few Demonet units as possible while still holding your primary to a 4 every turn. And
Yeah,
hope I can like get the end of game, hope I can score 8s on the left and
Yeah.
get the end of game primary for a 12.
But the other thing,
That's like the plan there.
since I don't have to screen the deep strikes in my turn 1 in that case, the crisis suits can just end up like here on turn 1, and then I could basically convert it almost into a hammer and anvil. Whereas then on turn 3, when Callion pops, I can now see into the buildings.
Yes. And I have to like shuffle around. And that's kind of why I was deployed so heavy on the left. Because I knew if I go second, I'm losing the right flank. So I wanted to have everything hard on the left so I can do the, ring around the rosies, run around on the left side. Because I do have the speed to like keep up and also just run around the other side. But yeah, it's a very different game, honestly.
And also with being forced to deploy over here, it means when you are deep striking in, you're not slamming everything into me at once.
Yeah.
There's like 2 waves of it, and I can deal with 2 waves of it. I can't deal with everything hitting me at once.
Yeah. I was very happy with the Fiends in reserves coming in on turn 3 together with like most of the Demonets. That I think it was very correct to like not play my second turn too aggressive. I was meaning to bait with Celeste, right? But I wasn't meaning to bait that Riptide. I should have tagged that Riptide. I was meaning to maybe bait Crisis or Commander.
I was never gonna throw Crisis or Commander.
I know, that, but that's what bait is, right? You throw it out there. It's a bad idea to take it, but I did pick Warp Ritual, and she has my Delightful Agonies, so she's attractive to get rid of. But
we were 100% sure that if that Seeker unit had tagged the Riptide, it would have just like punched the entire unit into the dirt. Just like 6 hits, all wounds, kills it. Like that was the narrative.
I see. So it was good of me not to.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, if we transpose the roles that it had against Celeste, right, it could have been bad for that unit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think if you lose like 2 of them, you have like coherency problems. Like it becomes a nightmare.
It's not that bad. I just lose out on holding the center.
Mm-hmm.
Lose 2 points there.
Yeah.
I'm okay losing 2 points there.
Yeah, for sure. It's mostly just funny because I think that, especially with the floating reroll, if the Riptides like spike on their hit roll, they actually kind of slap in melee. Like 6 attacks at 2 damage is a lot more than people expect from that unit, and sometimes they just randomly kill like 3 Space Marines, and you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, good game, guys. Arne, congratulations on taking it down. Definitely, I think the dynamic of the screening versus reserves was really interesting, and sort of despite what the final score looks like, I think the game was a super interesting one to watch just from the perspective of playing this I guess kind of like aggressively defensive game plan that the Tau had to adopt by throwing Riptides in the middle of the table to protect themselves, to protect the crisis teams, which is certainly not what they are normally good at doing. There is a universe where I think it works out. So
they're actually not bad at screening. They're just so hard to kill.
Yeah, for sure. And they can maneuver so fast, right? Like they can move, shoot, move again, and they just sort of be wherever they need to. So yeah, I definitely understand that. And also, not for nothing that they're base leadership 9, which is higher than most of the other
which else helps significantly against the demon deep strikes.
Right.
It's just a bigger bubble, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a like a really meaningfully bigger bubble because it means even with the +1 charge, unless they're doubling down on reducing morale. They're looking for an 8.
Realistically, I can't, right?
Yeah.
I need the points for +1 to charge and for ignoring modifiers to my charges.
Right.
I can't be... Like, I cannot afford to also... Or, like, unless I save 2 and then also spike my roll incredibly well, I won't have the points to +2 to charge, ignore mods, and minus an additional point of leadership.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I can... That might cost more than... No, that probably costs 4. So if you perfect roll it, right? Save 2, get 8 out of 8, you can maybe do it, but, like, I haven't done that yet.
Right, that is astronomically unlikely.
Yeah.
You have a turn of bad warp storm and you can't get both of those things.
Yeah,
then
even if you can't get one of those
really,
things, right? Like,
or
it really changes the math.
It's what, 4 for +1 to charge, or is it 4 for ignore mods?
It's 2 for ignore mods and 4 for +1 to advances and charges.
Yeah.
I need the ignore mods, but I was safe on that because I had 2 dice saved. I was happy getting my warp storm well enough to, like... I mean, I got a really good warp storm, so I had 7 dice available, so I spent 6 of those for the +1 and the 7 with the 2 saved, of course.
Like, on average, you should get them both, but
yes,
4+.
but it can fail. It can very much fail. The +1 is like big. I want that, but the ignore mods is bigger.
Yeah, that's -2.
Because that's the... And it's like targeted, right? Like, you're gonna do it to the most important charge, and I trust you're gonna find the most important charge to do it to.
Also, I have 2 sources of it in the list, because all the battlesuits can do it, and also the Fireblade can do it too.
Fireblade.
Yeah. I don't think you had CP to do both, but
not at that point. But like, so I had the CP budgeted, but then that Riptide just completely shit the bed.
Yeah, I just whiffed so hard. Yeah.
And I was spending more on CP rerolls than I wanted to.
Yes.
But
I was surprised how willing you were to spend CP rerolls with how good some of the Tau strats are. But I also, like, the points where you did it were important, so, like, I can't really disagree.
I didn't want to.
Yes.
But it was situations where it's like, well, if I do, I don't CP for this other thing, but if I don't, I'm just screwed now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely the dice felt like... I don't know if they were a huge factor, but there were definitely some low spikes, I think, from the battle suits.
I think there were
that Seeker unit just, like, eating all the fire. Being
there
like,
were
okay.
the low spikes happened when I didn't want them to happen.
Right.
Yeah. I do feel a few of the spikes were, like, kind of whatever. Like, you... So, for example, failing to kill Celeste... but then you got her in melee, and like you overkilled her in melee, so it wasn't so bad, right? Like,
but it cost.
I ended up spending
on the Riptide. That was the problem.
Exactly, and it kind of cost me a CP in the shooting and the fight phase. Though I am still sitting on 3 CP at the end of all this.
Doesn't really matter all that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, demons don't have strategy.
Demon strategies
so
actually are poor. Like in a melee mirror. It's actually relevant that I start on like 4, or my newer list starts on 5 CP, because like that relic I have on my chariot isn't that great. Let's be real. And like, so there I'm just like, in a melee matchup, it's like, yeah, I have all of the CP in the world. I can just interrupt every turn. And like, I can always strikes first army wide. So if I get charged with fight last, I can always strikes first, and then interrupt with a unit that now fights normally.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So like, it's really useful there. But if I don't have interrupt to spend my CP on, it's like auto pass leadership and the hit rerolls for demonettes, and then charge rerolls. Like, we're not doing much else really.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's okay.
It does feel like demons become like kind of a Harlequins, where they just have all these like rerolls floating around their army because they just like suddenly reroll an invulnerability save every single phase because they have a big glut of CP.
What am I gonna do with that CP? Yeah,
like,
you're right.
keep Fiend alive, I guess. Your opponent's like pulling their hair out trying to kill them. Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
I do enjoy still rolling 4-ups to save, and I do enjoy just having super fast melee units. And like Demonids punch better than Harley troops, I'm gonna be honest. Unless you're rolling like big Harley troops with like Twilight or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, they well, they're certainly more efficient, I think, than the Harlequin troops, right? Because like they hit similar, but they also don't need a billion stratagems to make them like really plow.
Yeah, that's
people,
fair.
You know?
That's fair. And, like, I mean, this game I didn't pass a single hysterical frenzy.
Yeah.
But, like, no, I did, but that unit didn't fight.
Right. Not when it mattered.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's that spell is so funny when you get it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good game, guys. Arne, congratulations on taking it down and advancing up. Looks like you're up against Jonah's Dark Angels. How are you feeling about Dark Angels?
Well, as I just said, they are one of the melee things in the game.
Yeah.
And I do only have a 5-up save in melee.
Right.
I do think he's fairly heavy on Thunderhammers, though, which are not the perfect weapon to hit Demonids with.
Right.
So it's definitely a thing. Like, AP3 is good. I will have to. Honestly, it'll be a bit of a slug because we're probably gonna run into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, Demonids can kill Termies.
Yeah, it turns out your transhuman doesn't matter so much if just like the entire army is basically strength 4. So
yeah, it's like turns out strength 4 AP3 1 damage is just like a really solid profile to hit Dark Angels with.
Yeah, in fact, I think the perfect profile almost, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Like there is no loss of efficiency punching a Terminator.
Yeah, there's no loss of efficiency from Demonids punching Terminators. Demonids with Hysterical Frenzy and the 1 CP hit reroll absolutely shred Terminators.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I think the scariest thing in the army seems like Talon Masters, right?
Oh yeah.
Just the volume, I guess, can be dangerous.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Seekers could get there, and a Talon Master falls apart pretty quickly, I think, once it gets touched. So who knows? Maybe it's on.
That random T6. So in a little like, it's not reliable.
Right.
Right. Because you did see that a lot of the time I'm just like, all right, wounding on 5s, reroll 1s. Let's see how many we get.
Yeah.
And like usually it's about a bit more than a third. But then sometimes you get 3 wounds out of your fiends, and you're like, well, that just happened.
For sure.
So yeah, you just got to live with the dice a bit.
Yep. Cool. Well, I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for the game, and looking forward to seeing you in the next one.
Thank you.
Later.
Cheers. All right, chat. That is it for our streams today. Thanks everyone for joining. Some great games. I think this one and like the score ended up being pretty lopsided, but I think that Devin put on kind of a masterclass of playing in I think what is otherwise an uncomfortable matchup, right? Where you're kind of you're on the back foot from the get-go, but if you just rotate your game plan on its head and like transform and roll out your army into an entirely different composition almost, where it becomes this sort of like mid-range tank army, which is not something you could do against with Tau in almost any other matchup. It's pretty interesting stuff. So I actually really, really enjoyed watching this one. I want to commend Devin for, I think a well-played game. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Give a quick shout-out to our sponsors before we wrap things up. GameMat.eu. You can use coupon code TT10, by the way, to get 10% off at GameMat.eu. Get some sweet mats and terrain. 3D6 Wargaming for all your neoprene needs. If you need laser cut accessories for 40k, 3D6 Wargaming has got you covered, and you can even get TacticalTortoise brand merch, which is sweet. Also, VoxLink going on Kickstarter February 21st. It's going to be a new social media app to connect wargamers with each other. You can search for games and styles of games, casual, competitive, and in whatever tabletop game you want, whether that's role-playing, Warhammer 40k, any of the other tabletop miniature games. by distance, so you can find people in your local area to play with on VoxLink. Oh, chats. Good stuff from all the games today. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll be live with some regularly scheduled Tactical Tuesday tomorrow, so please come hang out with me 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time over there on the YouTubes. And from there, I believe that we just have some normal streaming until this coming weekend. So right now we're wrapping up, or we're scheduling the final 3 games of the round of 8. Those will finish up this week. Then the players will have a little bit of a break next weekend. So that would be the weekend of the 25th. Is that right? The 26th? Yeah, the 25th and 26th is going to be the semifinals, and the 25th grand finals on the 26th. And I know that one's going to be... we'll have some interesting timing for that one, because I know Josie is at an event that weekend, but we'll be playing in her off time. And I'm excited for that. So I know one game is scheduled over the weekend, I think on Sunday morning. The other games remain to be scheduled. So stay tuned in the stream schedule over on the Discord, and if you're on tts40k.com/invitational, the stream schedule is up there as well for the final games. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Remember to keep it classy, folks. Have happy wargaming, and I'll see you